Welcome back to the first and last episode of the famous podcast, U.S. Stocks and Bonds, where we talk vigorously and violently about our favorite topic, U.S. stocks and bonds. Here I have with me today my first and last guest, Gavin Patrick Hines. Give it up for Gavin Patrick Hines.
Thank you, guys. Oh,
Gavin.
please save the applause, guys.
Oh,
So,
I can't.
Glad to be here, sir. Thank you for having me on here.
I love it. Now, Gavin, is it correct that, in my understanding, you are very popular in the stocks and bonds community? In fact, you give so much information that people just can't get enough of you. Very famous name.
Yeah, I would say I've been through my own rodeos of the stocks and bonds, especially back in my days when I was a little younger. Right out of college, I was definitely the Wolf of Wall Street for a little bit.
Ooh, yeah. Skimming all these dumb idiot kids.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, well, I just got a couple of questions that I'd like to ask you during this interesting 10-minute interview.
Of
starters-
course, glad to be here.
I just want to know what stocks you have been investing in recently, because with Nvidia going haywire right now and the economy's it's a little rocky. I just want to know what you've been doing.
You know, not really following any specific stocks today or over the past couple of weeks. Just focusing on my usual gambling, putting some money on some off stocks, trying to pay off my exorbitant college tuition. Very expensive over there.
Oh yeah, man, I feel you right now. Yeah, sometimes you just can't trust the stock market to pay you fast enough. So you gotta
Yes.
gambling.
Need to see my bank go up a little faster these days.
Yes, sir. 99% of gamblers quit before they hit it big.
Oh, I know. I'm definitely a gambler trying to hit it big, so I won't stop.
Don't stop. You know that little picture of the guy digging for diamonds and he stopped right before the diamonds?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
The cat who's like about to fall to his death.
I haven't seen that one.
All right.
All right. So recently I put money into Nvidia right after they peaked. And now they're slowly but surely crashing. So I'm a little screwed. I'm a little cooked right now.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Yeah, I saw those going up, but my friend told me it peaked, so I didn't want to make any hasty decision. Always gotta buy on the valley, sell on the peak. But I see you bought on the peak and are gonna have to sell on the valley there.
It's crazy. I just bought the peak.
Yeah, it was not a smart move.
I took out all my money in Bitcoin at the trough. 30K at Bitcoin. Now it's, what is it right now? 120? No, it's probably like 60.
It is $65,306.
That's wild.
52 cents.
I probably lost out on at least $1 million, just from these poor decisions.
Yeah,
So-
I am actually down about a buck 2 cents
Oh
on
Lord,
my Bitcoin. So
how will you ever recover?
I don't know if I will.
That's. Oof. Anyways, what is your opinion on the big 7 companies and their just absolute stranglehold on? They're just grabbing hold of the entirety of the U.S. economy.
Yes.
They're not only grabbing it a hold, but they're kind of like balloons, keeping that one funny little line on the graphs that you see in all those movies. It's keeping that line going up. The line goes up.
Yeah, I personally don't like having so few companies taking over the market and monopolizing. Honestly, I mean they're just taking up all of the economy, and it's really hard to see so few options these days controlling most of the wealth in America right now. It's just I'd like to see it more branched out, get a couple more companies up there.
Oh yeah.
I think it would help out a lot of Americans.
Monopolies are not fun at all. In fact, Google, I'm not sure if it's part of the big 7 companies, but it has been a monopoly for the past about 20 years because, its biggest competitor, Bing, is like you go on Bing and you Google and you Bing something, and it's like, I don't know, Google it. And it's just useless.
Yeah.
Who uses
And
Bing?
I mean, honestly, it's not even Google at this point. It's really just Alphabet. I mean, their company is just massive, and they're just taking over the country.
It's absurd. I absolutely hate it. And then we've got companies like Apple, which, by the law of the European Union, have now not been able to monopolize their charging cords. They've had it lightning cables. What's up with that? You can only charge Apple products with lightning cables. Get out of here. That's insane. It's finally, the European Union made some reforms. Now, unfortunately, it is the latest iPhone. So we're not getting those with these old types, but sooner than later in the future at least, we're going to start seeing more iPhones with USB-C. And finally, the old debate of do you have a charger for my phone? It won't matter what phone you have, because they'll all be the same.
That would be nice, but I mean, I feel like every couple of years they're just changing what ports. So I'm sure everyone who has a slightly out of date iPhone, in probably 2 weeks they'll probably have another iPhone. It seems like they're putting out at this point, so they're just gonna keep changing their cords. I feel like,
Yeah.
make more money. I mean, cords obviously everybody's gonna need them, and now that they don't even send them when you buy your phone or
That
your
was
Apple
heartbreaking.
Watch or whatever, that was a tough change.
I don't know. My family almost didn't make it through that because we get our free Apple cores and then we, barter them on eBay. And after that, we didn't have dinner for a month, or breakfast or
Yeah.
lunch. Yeah, it was rough. We had to eat one of our young.
As my good friend J. Cole once said, he missed meals to make mills. That's really how it is these days.
Dang, that's so true though.
Dang. You gotta miss meals to make mills.
J. Cole, what a legend. What an
Honestly, absolute goat.
absolute go. All right, back on track.
Back on track.
If you're not going to be investing any money into stocks at the moment, or at least you're just gambling all that money, are you planning on putting any of that money into government bonds?
Yeah, bonds are definitely looking a little more appetizing nowadays. I also just recently found about about $3,000 worth of different bonds from my grandparents after they met up with the old Grimmy, as I
Old
like
Grim.
to call him. Took him right up to heaven. I hope.
Yeah. I just call him the
I'm not
G-Man.
sure, but I do hope. But yeah, it's definitely looking. It's definitely. I'm keeping my eye on it. Keeping my eye on it.
Yeah, and just so the listeners know at home, could you define what a bond is?
Yeah. So a bond is it's like a loan to the federal government. Obviously we're in America, so it'd be the loan to
God bless.
the American government. Our boy, what's that old geezer now?
Joe Biden. What is he?
Joe
80,
Biden.
81 now?
That, yeah, he's something like that. But yeah. So you're gonna pay the government a chunk of money. Sometimes you pay what is on the bond. So if you're buying like a $500 bond, you're paying $500.
Ooh.
But some of them you pay a little less. Some of them you might pay half of the bond amount, and sometimes you pay some similar. And then over time, those bonds are gonna mature, and usually it's over 30 years. So I have a lot that are gonna mature here in 2036. So I'll be cashing those in, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You gonna stop your gambling addictions after you cash those in?
Definitely not.
No.
No, my gambling addiction on the stock market. I just love trading options. When I was in
love
high
it.
school, this one guy, he came in to speak to my financial management class, and he really taught me a lot about trading options.
And I bet he told you how good of an
really
idea it
inspired me.
was.
Yeah, it really inspired me. It
Oh,
really did.
yeah. Sounds like a smart man.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. I think I heard him. He bought a stock for super cheap, and within a day, I think it was over $100 per option, and he really capitalized off of that one.
That's a hero.
He is
Absolute hero. Just
man of my dreams.
in the future, do you have any plans on buying any stocks? Maybe investing your money in an index fund?
No.
No, that's fair. Keep that gambling addiction alive. You can't keep gambling options if you're putting your money in stocks.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
be honest.
Gambling, can't gamble options if you're putting money into stocks.
No, sir. All right, well, that's all the questions I had for you today. If you would like anything to add at the moment, now's your chance.
You guys should go follow me on Twitch, ChubbyGamer0404.
I'll be sure to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. I hope to tune in here next time on U.S. stocks and bonds. Although I heard this is the final episode. Is that true?
It is. Unfortunately, we are ending the series, the entire podcast. It's been a good run, honestly. It's been a great time doing this podcast, but I've just run out of ideas. I've pretty much covered the entirety of U.S. stocks and bonds. So, packing my bags, gonna retire with the family after gambling all my money on options. But I know I'll make that back.
Yeah, you always make it back.
You always make it back.
As you should know, I'm sure by now, the stock market always goes up.
Always goes up. In fact, if you ever see it going down, it's wrong. In fact, the computers are just broken. Now the money it's going up. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure as well.
And I'll see you never.
Next time. Oh, yeah, that too.